All right, this is Barn Sprite number 3, and I'm doing this video because this car is currently up on Bring a Trailer, and I wanted to give an update video on what its current state is, how to operate it, what works and doesn't work. I'll just give you a quick tour around the outside of the car. This car, of course, features a factory hardtop, which are getting pretty rare to find today. Has the side curtains intact, original wheels, as well as wheel covers. The tires on this car are of unknown age. These are the ones that were on the car when I got it. So these are probably 30 some years old. So you wouldn't want to drive very far on these old tires. They do all match. They're a little bit wider than the original tires. These are 165/70 SR13s, so they are a modern radial tire. Whether you're going to put new wheels on it or use these, I would put a new tire on it before you drive it very far. So you can see everything is in place on the outside. Let's turn on the lights and see which ones of those work. The light switch is this knob around the outside of the ignition key. It may turn your ignition on if you flip the headlights on. Of course, normally you would have the ignition on anyways. So you can see the lights are now on. So there's our rear parking lights. Around here on the front, headlights as well as parking lights work. I've turned the ignition key on. Then when I hit the brakes, you can see the brake lights do come on. Those work just fine. Now here on the inside, you've got the fuel gauge, the speedometer, tachometer, oil pressure and water temperature. Ignition, that is on right now. When you turn the ignition on, that light there will come on. You also see the fuel gauge will move there. If you want to start the car, pull the lever with the S on it. The one with the C is the choke. So to start it, we'll pull the choke out. If you turn it, it will actually lock into place and it'll hold out, so you don't have to hold that. Then pull on the starter. Yeah, it's a cable driven, it is not electric, so you're actually moving the starter yourself with that cable. Looks like we're idling at 1,000 RPM. You can see the oil pressure is reading about 65. The other controls we have here, W, that is the wipers. And it is self-canceling, so you can turn it off at any point and they will park themselves. This one here would have an H on it. Looks like it's worn out. This is the heater. You would pull it for more heat, have it pushed in for when you just want to blow some fresh air through the car. This is your windshield washer pump. Looks like it is completely seized up and not working. And then this would be the turn signals. And they would be flashing right here. But currently, those are not working. I'm guessing it needs a new flasher unit. But this car is a project, and there will be a few things you'll want to work on. Radio was an option on these cars. This one obviously had a radio at one point, so the dash is cut out. There are blanking plates that you can order from places like Moss Motors to cover that up, or you can grab yourself a radio and stick one in. And there's one last control. It's hidden down underneath the dashboard. This switch right here. This switch activates the backlighting for the gauges. So let's turn the lights back on again. And I have my light off so you can see the backlight there. Looks like the backlighting is only working on the speedometer and the oil water gauge, and the switch seems to be pretty flaky. So don't expect that to be working until a switch is put in. This car has a 4-speed transmission in it. Someone put a walnut Austin Healey Sprite shift knob on it. It's a standard H pattern. And to get to reverse, go all the way to the right and then down. That's the reverse position. And I like to just give it quite a bit of force when you're going to the right, and then you're sure to get into that reverse position. There is a detent to keep you from going into reverse. So if I push against it, I really can't get over there. Really have to slam it over to get into that reverse position right there. As you can hear, it has new exhaust on it. It's not as quiet as you might think it is. It has a really good note to it. And we also have the horn button right here in the center of the steering wheel. Horn is not working. These cars have a lock to lock the bonnet down. Normally, I don't turn it and lock it, but you can unlock it here. I will be locking it for shipping if you are buying this car and having it shipped. So to open this, you'll have to undo this. There is supposed to be a secondary latch mounted down here. For some reason, it's been missing on this car. All those parts you can get from Moss Motors. If we come over here and look at one of my other Sprites, you can see that latch. It's right here. Just a secondary latch to keep that bonnet from flying open. But that bonnet weighs a lot in the front and it's not coming up. Of course, if you have it latched, there's no chance of it. Even if it was unlatched, it's very unlikely that it will actually bounce up on you. Everything underneath the bonnet is as it should be. So I went from the old style of distributor cap to a modern style using modern wires, and therefore the ignition coil was also converted to use modern wires. Let's start it up again. I'll grab a voltmeter. We'll make sure that generator is still working. Right now, battery voltage is showing 12.11. Let's rev it up a little bit. So it looks like the generator is charging, but maybe the regulator needs adjusted a little bit still. In my previous videos, I've gone through the generator, put a new regulator on, had everything working just fine. But I think until all the old wiring is replaced, there's always going to be little things that pop up on this car. Let's take it for a little drive, put some new fuel in it. Well, the tachometer was working just a few minutes earlier, and now it's not. The speedometer is working. Well, here we are at the fuel station. I'm going to put in 91 octane. This does not contain ethanol. Our pumps are labeled whether they have it or not. So 91 non-ethanol will be what's in the tank. Looks like the tank was already pretty much full. It only took 1.5 gallons. So either the fuel sender is not working or it's a little flaky at that point. When the fuel level goes down, the sender may be in a position that works. So if you saw it working in previous videos, it's probably because now it's in a position where it was rusty at the top where fuel was not sitting on it. So that could free up. It's a common problem on all these cars. The speedometer right now says we're doing about 50 miles per hour. I'm not going to go any farther than this because of the tires on the car. If we had a blowout, that could be really bad. just noticed this car is missing the rear view mirror. There should be a rear view mirror right here. So there's absolutely no mirrors on the car right now. So I'll have to look behind me to see if there's anyone around. You can see our water temperature gauge has come up, sitting at about 170 or 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Brakes on this car do work surprisingly well. You have to come to a complete stop if you want to go into first, because again, there is no synchro in first gear. So make sure you're completely stopped. Well, that's going to be it for the Barn Sprite number 3 video. If you are interested in this car, it's for sale right now on Bring a Trailer. Link in the description below.